Okay.
Please.
Thank you.
Asseyez-vous.
Here we go. Coffee. Tom Ford was great. I think when you talk about a debut, this is what a debut should be. Another other shows that I loved was another debut, which was Dries Van Noten, and then on top of it all, I really liked Vivienne Westwood, which was like so far one of my favorite shows that he did.
Of course, I loved Louis Vuitton, Dior, and I was really into YSL. And I also loved the corded lace of Bella Hadid. It was so beautiful. So I love that. I was good with Chloe as well. Thought it was so cool.
Chloe is one of those brands that like you know you're gonna go and you know you're gonna enjoy.
Yes.
That's the thing. Like she does an amazing job, and I love it just because like she's a woman.
Yes.
And she's a mom, and you know, and she's a wife, and I love seeing that. So like for me, I love going to those shows.
Me too.
And on top of it all, Chloe, in my opinion, has the best dressed front row.
Yes.
You
Oh,
know,
Chloe goes.
Because they're super consistent with their DNA and the look.
Yes.
They're super consistent. And I absolutely enjoyed even just the fittings because they were just, you know, you wear your hair the way you want it, but then they were so like very meticulous when it comes to the details. And I like that. They really took care of everyone. So it was nice. Plus that power shoulder with the nice lace. Oh,
Exactly.
We love a power
the
shoulder.
silk chiffon, exactly.
What power shoulder are you talking about?
I know. Which one? Which one? This one or that one?
No, it was
It was
and
good.
Doechii looked great.
Yes.
Dolce was
I
Yeah.
think if
too.
you who won this fashion week
I
hands
know.
down was
Yeah.
Doechii. I swear to God,
I
every time
love
that she
that she
came
was
up,
wearing-
I'm like,
No.
The faux foxtail and
it was so
good.
beautiful. So, and no shoes. I'm like,
Yes.
it is cold outside, girl.
Yeah, so
I applaud you for that. So yeah,
One of my favorites are, I think, Givenchy. You know, I'm a big fan of Sarah Burton, and I really adored the fact that she really paid homage to what the brand stands for. You know, you still had her leather pieces.
Yes.
That, you know, she's a whiz at crafting and tailoring.
Super.
And just that reverence and, you know, knowledge that she applied to her first collection, it just makes me want to see what's coming up and
Yes.
next and next and next. So I think brilliant there. I love what, you know, Paco Rabanne did. I think, again, a beautiful collection. It just goes from strength to strength. You know, the way they piece it together, the way that it's presented to the press, the way it's presented to everyone at the show, the layering, the sheer, you know, it's not just one piece.
Yeah.
It's like a melody of
Yes.
pieces put together. So that for me was truly beautiful. And what was surprising, but also really, really beautiful and modern was what Miuccia Prada's doing at Miu Miu. You know, surprising because I think her casting always takes your breath away.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what's new? What's coming up?
Yeah.
Who's she gonna pick? I think casting is incredible, and she's one of the best
Super.
at casting. And what she presented, I felt was really, really inclusive.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, she's a whiz at melding different eras together.
Yeah.
Styling
placing
was
it.
so good too.
Styling is like so on
So good.
point. And still very Miu Miu.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's this beautiful past, present, future, and that collective that she does
Yeah.
so well.
Givenchy was great.
So
Beyond.
good.
Honestly,
So
it was
good.
such a great debut. Also, she is beyond talented, and I'm happy that she's there. It's bringing Givenchy back
Yes.
to the core,
Yes.
which
Yes.
is elegance
And
and,
couture.
beauty and
Yes.
couture. It's so nice to see it.
The
honestly, they
the
needed-
cinched waist was so good.
Yes,
So good.
honestly.
I like the
Saint Laurent, of
Schiaparelli.
course.
Saint Laurent and Schiaparelli. Yes. I also love Louis Vuitton. I must say, it's his 11th year,
Yeah.
so he kind of showed something new. I also like the styling. I saw that he would really like, it's a trend, but then it was really embracing personal style, which I truly appreciate because sometimes when you see these big houses, they just, you don't feel like they just want to sell the pieces. It's how they wear it as a personality. So I like Louis Vuitton.
Alaya for me
Yes.
was beautiful. I mean, like the pieces that all of these kind of like structural coats and these coats that have like a really interesting cut and have this curve on it was just beautiful. Like you had coats that are just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
super
whenever
good.
I see his stuff, I'm like, I'm happy. Like
Yeah.
that's a good show to go to
Yeah.
because you know you're gonna see some good fashion there.
Yeah.
And Schiaparelli also.
Schiaparelli, the
Schiaparelli.
layered belts was
Yes.
so good. And it's nice because it's so different. I mean,
Correct.
it's not anymore like the black and gold. This
Yeah.
was like a good mix of like cowboy. It was so nice.
Yeah, and
Loved it.
it's like, you know, like he's paying homage to Elsa Schiaparelli,
Mhm.
but he's paying homage to himself also.
Yes.
You know, to Texas. You
Yes.
know, he's got I met his parents
So
and
sweet.
his sister. They're the
The
nicest
sister,
people.
I want to get her accessories.
Yes,
Yes.
do it. Did
Yeah,
you
I
see
like her earrings.
Did you see the
Yes,
Easter bunny?
yes, so
Easter
cool.
thing? Because Easter egg is called. So I guess that in the show, Daniel Roseberry put one of her
That's nice.
sister earrings on the
Beautiful.
model, which was so cute. But Schiaparelli is always like good to go.
I know.
Honestly, it's just like
It's so
it's
good.
cool. I don't
Yeah.
know, like it's unique. It's like no one does what he does.
Yes. And
I'm
he's
happy to
also
see
like
that.
slowly making his story along the way.
Correct.
So it's,
Yeah.
it's
Correct.
nice to see
He's writing her story
Yes.
and his at the same
Yeah.
time. That's very true.
the continuation of it.
I mean, the things that come to mind, Saint Laurent,
Yes.
you know, seeing those incredible dresses as you mentioned, that was really a moment. And I think the consistency, the color play, that was really beautiful for me. It's hard to lock it down to just one look,
Yeah.
but maybe an aesthetic. I
Yes.
love, you know, what Vaccarelli does.
He finally gave
every
colors.
season.
Thank you very much.
I know.
Yeah.
In Milan, there was
Yes,
a
tell us.
Ferragamo.
was
Ferragamo
I'm
is
so
good.
happy
He's
for them.
good.
He's good.
It's the
Yes.
it's I don't know, that man does something that I'm like always in awe.
He's so
And
good.
like he knows what he's doing, and I'm happy that he's there. He should stay there for a very long time.
Yes.
Honestly.
Because going back to YSL, I was asking you later, is he saying goodbye?
Yeah.
Because of the song.
They all feel
There
it,
was a
right?
song
Everyone.
that's saying, "You'll miss me."
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And I'm like, where are you going?
Yeah.
No one told you to leave.
Yes.
This was beautiful. I mean, like the I love because he understands Reese.
Yes.
And this debut, when I love when they put somebody from the house as a designer.
Yes.
It works out most of the time. Alessandro Michele, for example, was also a great example. I hate when they bring somebody completely new
Yes.
who
Right.
does not have anything to do with the house.
Basically,
Most
it's
of
like
the
there was,
time.
you can feel the respect
Exactly.
of passing of the crown type of
Correct.
thing.
Correct. And
Yeah.
like he really did take on that crown, and he's not wearing it, but he's holding it.
Yes,
And I love
yeah,
that. You know,
that's
it's
so
a sign
nice.
of respect for me. And I think that he's doing a terrific job. That collection was like a hit after a hit after a hit after a hit. So he did a great, terrific job in my opinion.
And that was his first, so much
Yeah.
pressure.
Exactly. Exactly. Did you like it?
I loved it. I felt it wasn't soft enough, you know. But then it's his first,
Yeah.
so it would take him time to find
Yeah.
his, you know, his
own
own pacing and
personality.
his own personality in there. I think Dries is a very, very hard act
That's
Super.
to
very-
follow.
very-
I think some words out on the street were, if it's a smaller brand like Dries, how does it work when the eponymous designer isn't there? You know, so I think it's going to take a little
Yeah.
time to find his pace, but I think in spirit, it
Yeah.
feels
Yeah.
very Dries.
Yeah.
But that's like very similar to like Tom Ford also. You know, like what I loved about Haider's collection is because he created a woman.
Yes.
And currently, you do not have a lot of these women representing the brand. You do have, you know, a Tom Ford woman, you have a Saint Laurent woman, you have a Chloe woman, and those are the three women that I can see on the street and be like, okay,
That's
Right,
it. Yes,
right.
I get.
That's the girl.
He
That's
gave
the
birth
girl,
to
exactly.
a character.
Yes,
Finally,
correct.
yes,
And
a
everybody
distinct
wants
one.
to be this character, and I
Yes.
love that. But it felt that Haider, you know, even like what my favorite part of the Haider show was Mona and Victoria when they came out together at the same time, because you don't see two models walk out at the same
Right.
time.
Yeah.
It's giving you 80s.
Yes.
80s is
Yeah,
giving you 90s.
so much
It's like-
power.
it's so good.
Yeah, so good.
So I'm happy when I saw that. But to be honest, I was not worried about Haider. I'm
Yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
Haider.
It's-
Like,
yes.
it's
It'll
your,
be fine,
it's
yeah.
your designer's
Yeah.
designer.
It was
Yes.
a celebration,
Exactly.
actually.
Exactly.
Correct.
It's a confirmation.
Correct. It really was. So
Yeah.
I'm like, everybody, God made a good job.
Yeah.
God said, let's do that. And
He
we're like,
he
"That was a
appointed
good
the
job."
right one.
That was a good job.
You know what I like though? I feel like there's no trends anymore. We were talking
Right.
about a while ago how they would mix the past and the future and all of that. I loved how they did a lot of layers though with the boots and the knee highs. And I feel like really now it's more of like a celebration of personality and self-expression. So this is what I like. Because, you know, at the end of the day, as somebody who we love shopping and, you know,
Yes.
accessories and all of that, you can't spend so much. So I feel like it's all about personal style and how to mesh things together. So this is what I love seeing, the styling.
I have to say the biggest trend that I saw was a lot of fur.
Yes, Elisa had it.
Yes.
There was like Ferragamo had it.
Yes.
There was really a lot of fur. So like,
Chloe.
I guess Chloe
Yeah.
also had it. There was like really, I've never seen more fur. Ferragamo had it like
You're right.
in the middle of dresses. you know,
Yeah.
it's
You're
just
right.
kind of like, which I find, I mean, like it's beautiful. I'm just like always wondering when it comes to fur, you know, if it's like if it's real or
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
and I'm like, I hope it's not real.
Seems like not real.
I hope
Yeah.
so. But I do agree with you when it comes to like individuality. It is, you know, the trend is be you.
Yes, true.
Because like as much as I love fashion and everything, don't let people tell you how to dress.
Yes, and
Dress what you
even the
want to
ageism.
Yes.
It's very nice to see different models walking.
Yes.
It's not anymore about race. It's about there are no time frames when it comes to
Yeah.
beauty. I like that.
Yeah, that's
I
beautiful.
do wish that we see more
Yes.
matured
Yeah.
women.
Yes.
You know, I'm like when you walk on the street, not everybody's
Yes.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
true.
I do love seeing women that are like in their 40s and
Exactly.
50s and 60s and 70s, just like walking. It gives another life to these
Yes.
clothes, which I really love. So I definitely agree. With
It's a
that.
good anti-anxiety kind of.
Exactly.
You know, the fear of the future won't be there. You could still look great.
Exactly. You're still going to be dressed
Yeah.
very nicely.
I think that one of the trends that was really strong for me that came through, and it's coming through like season after season, but in different kind of variations, was this whole respect of the past. It's like this Renaissance.
Yeah.
You know, there's this beautiful ruffled collars
Yes.
and, you know, like kind of like this crinolines in different versions, something as, you know, odd
Yes.
in terms of proportion from Saint Laurent
Elaborate,
to something,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know, that was just a ruffled collar and a fitted jacket from Dior. It's just this whole respect of something from the past
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and giving it, everyone's giving their own twist to it. You know, Nicolas Ghesquière always does something
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
from the past. This grandiose kind of like ruffled dresses. So I love seeing things like that, modern fabrications,
Yes.
different permutations of it, wearing an oversized leather jacket with a
A
crinoline
gown,
skirt,
yes.
with a gown. You know, cool. And I like that. That was one of the big
Yeah.
trends for me.
Totally. I like it how they normalize being fancy, but yet you can
Yes.
still go to the
Yeah.
grocery wearing
Let's
that.
see you do
In
it.
a
that
sense.
hard. Let's see you do
I
that.
I'll
can
do
see
that. I like the Dr. Kin moment where she walked. She's the
Oh, yes.
long-time client
Of
of Miu Miu.
course, of
It
Miu
gave
Miu.
such a Mrs. What's the movie? Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. It gave that vibe.
Yes,
And again,
Dior.
it goes,
I think that was Dior.
Yes, and it
Yes.
goes back to ageism and how,
Well
hello,
done.
you can look, you know,
Well,
you're
darling,
40 years
your
old.
Dior dress for your
Yes,
birthday. Your Dior.
So, you know,
See?
I like that.
For me, one of the best moments, hands down, is when you're at the show and you're witnessing something and you're like, this is actually a moment.
Yeah.
It happened to me at the Mugler show with the wind.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that was so good.
incredible.
That was just because you're like, I cannot believe that this is happening
Yes.
right in front of me.
Yes.
And like in the room, you can feel an energy, and
Yes.
people were screaming, and everybody had a great time because that effect. Not a single of those of the fabric hit the floor.
Nothing. Yes.
I'm like, that is planned
It was
very
so good.
well. We
Mhm.
love that. But for me, it was one of the moments that I'm going to
I
remember
agree.
for a
I
very
agree.
long time.
I
That
was so
just
cold during that show, though.
sick.
but I was freezing.
You know what? That's the only show that had an AC.
Really?
Ever.
Yeah, because
Like,
it was
I swear to
open.
God.
Because it was just open. I thought
Correct.
it was closed, but it was
Correct.
so good.
But it was. I'm like, I'm not sweating at a fashion show.
Oh no!
What is this?
I forgot that I was.
I've been doing this for a long time,
Yeah.
so there's been many moments. But I would say the moments that I used to really wait with bated breath were the Chanel shows by Karl Lagerfeld. You know, be it a supermarket, an iceberg,
Yeah.
a spaceship.
Wow.
This man, bless his heart, you know, he just made fashion fantasies into reality
Yeah.
Yeah.
and brought us all along on
Yeah,
this
with him,
journey. And it was something that still sits in my mind and my memory as the most seismic, the most incredible shows. Where budget was no option.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
just
fair.
throw
Go for
everything
it.
at it and just create, and it was just so incredible. Like casinos he made, everything.
Airport.
And
Beach.
airport,
Yeah, true.
but the
Shores.
spaceship.
The
The
spaceship.
spaceship
I know.
was beyond.
Yeah, and to be there in person, Kenny.
To be there in person and experience it, and always in the Grand Palais.
Yes.
And I think when you're in the Grand Palais and you witness that and you see that space and that grandeur,
Transformation.
you truly think, wow,
Yeah.
this is fashion, this is the Grand Palais, this is Paris,
That's the
and
moment.
this is Chanel.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I miss about Chanel shows today. It's like I want to be teleported. I want to
Yeah.
be somewhere else. I want us to.
September.
Yes.
Let's see.
In a little bit. In a little
I
bit.
am waiting. I am waiting. I'm probably not going to be invited, but I'll
Me
watch it.
too. I won't be invited.
There you go.
But I don't mind. I'll still watch.
We'll watch it on live.
We'll pray to the gods
Exactly.
that we're all there together.
Matthew Blasi.
Yes.
We have
Hi.
you on the list. We have to be there.
Rooting for you.
Exactly. Get us a seat, babe.
Okay.
But that was so
That
much
was
So much
good.
fun. I'm gonna get ice cream after this.
Oh my gosh, yes!
I loved it. It's so fun.